I got my first tie when I was 13. I always had this idea that if you wore a tie, you were a person who had a plan, who had it all figured out. But that's not always true. That's not the case. The tie I'm wearing today, the knot, is a Windsor knot. It looks perfect from the front, but if you look behind it, it's a complete mess. And a lot of the times, that's how I felt. I felt it was perfect from the front, but the second part of Windsor knot is a knot. And a lot of times I felt like my stomach was in knots, trying to be perfect, trying to do everything right. And that's a lot to carry on my shoulders, I guess. With a knot, with a tie, you have to keep it clean. You have to keep it looking pressed. I felt pressed between what was expected of me and what I could handle, trying to be perfect, and I wasn't. When the first time that I started wearing ties, Jeremy saw me and he chuckled and he said, "You look like you came right out of a GQ magazine." But the truth is, I'm not that picture perfect.
I'm the oldest child. I'm the only daughter. I'm the straight A student. I'm the drum major. I'm the salutatorian of my class who mentally corrects your grammar every time you speak correct. I bet you didn't know that. I'm a youth leader. I'm a worship leader. I'm the pastor's daughter. I'm the girl who, for all of my life, it seems, somebody always came to me and expected me to have the answer. They expected me to answer all the problems, to handle everything that was placed before me. I had it under control. I always had the answer, and if I didn't, you would never know it. And I would find it just in time for you to think I had it all along. Christine's always got it together. She's got everything picture perfect. People, when I graduated, people in my class, they would never admit it at the time, but after we graduated, they longed to have my life. They wanted my parents. They wanted my life. They would have given anything to have their mom and their dad sitting in the stands, screaming in support at every single event. They wanted my life because it was so picture perfect. But what would happen if those people knew all of the questions that were in my heart? What would happen if all those people knew all of the nights that I cried myself to sleep when nobody else was around because I just felt so alone, like nobody really understood me? What would happen if they knew all of the doubts inside of me? The doubts about my future, the doubts about who I was, the doubts about my beauty, my value, my worth. What would happen if they knew all of those doubts that were going on inside of me? I was a mess! But to everyone else, I'm picture perfect, and I've got everything under control. If they only knew the stress that can come. A pastor's daughter? Are you serious? A pastor's daughter. Please don't misunderstand. I am eternally grateful for the choices that my parents made, not only to follow the Lord, but to answer their call into ministry. Eternally grateful. I have no regrets whatsoever for my life and my family. However, a pastor's daughter. The entire world has this mindset about pastors' daughters. You are either a devil straight from hell, or you're a perfect little angel. And I'm just sitting here thinking, can I just be human? I'm not that picture perfect girl.
So my story. The day I was brought home from the hospital, I was in my crib and I was a perfectly healthy baby, but I stopped breathing and my mom came in at the last second and she gave me breath. Again, when I was about 3 years old, my mom had a dream that I was chasing her with a knife. And when she woke up, she felt an anointing on her hand, and the Lord said, anoint her. And she was just asking why. And he said, because he has a plan for me that the devil does not like. Then a year ago, I got a word from someone in this church, and they said that the devil would do anything in his might to get rid of me because he did not like what the Lord had in plan for me. And the devil has attacked me over and over again. I've tried and tried to hide it. And I'm trying to stand here saying that everything's okay when I'm not a good faker, because I feel inside that I'm just going to break and I'm going to shatter into pieces. And I try to cover myself up because I don't want people to know that I'm being attacked. I want people to know, I want to stand here as a God's child, and I want people to see me as that. But the truth is, I'm not a perfect girl, and my picture isn't perfect. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am a performer. I am an actress, and occasionally I sing, and I'm a musician, and I basically do anything that I can on stage except dance. So, yeah. But none of you knew that that is how I escape my reality. That is how I hide myself. I put on a face. I create a character. See, you see me standing here, and it's the hardest thing for me to do because I'm comfortable on the stage, but I'm not comfortable being me. Being myself, being a human being that I have not created in my mind as an actress. I'm playing myself. And it's the hardest possible thing because for the longest time I've hated myself. But you didn't know that. I'm picture perfect. My daddy's on the bass, and my mom, she took care of the little kids for so long, and they raised me right, and I know my father, and I know that I'm saved, and I have these moments where I surrender all, but inside there's something saying there's still a reason to hate myself. So yeah, you think I'm picture perfect, but I'm sorry for the misconception. I'm sorry to break your picture perfect.